I feel like the warm-up, but thank you for coming. I'd like to thank being invited. I've done this once before. I enjoyed it. I didn't know if they enjoyed it, but they invited me back, so that counts for something. So here we go. Discomfort is your friend. By me. All right, so any students I've ever had is very familiar with this. I believe a quote, scares the bejesus out of me is a popular one. But we're going to discuss how this discomfort is actually a positive. That student is not in my class. All right, so here's the running question, if you will. Why are honor students, even more than college prep students, more unwilling to engage? This has been a theme in our school for a few years, which has been taking chances, taking risks, taking that class or this class, and beyond that, it kind of falls flat, rather than, hey, you, take a chance. Okay, so we're going to try to explore why this is. It's sort of counterintuitive that the smartest, or allegedly the smartest of our student body, are the least willing to take these chances. That's not one of my students either. All right, so there are many reasons. You can blame parents, teachers, I'm too tired, lack of coffee, etc., but I've got something. All right, so that's from Indiana Jones. I didn't do the irresponsible one, so his face is about to melt. It's the fear of being wrong, and this is something that I've sort of thought a lot about, because you do get the students who are willing to answer, and I'm not just talking about the ones who don't know the answer, but they want to get a laugh. That's over there. That doesn't count. We're talking about ones who aren't sure but are willing to take the risk, and this seems to be a percentage that dwindles over time. Dwindles as you go through the educational process. All right, next. So how bad does it get? So I got to give you a little story. So I had a parent-teacher conference about 2 weeks into the year. That's always a good sign. And the story was that please don't call on my daughter unless she makes eye contact with you and raises her hand. And it felt like something I learned through Wild Animal Kingdom, in terms of trying to survive in the jungle, is not to make eye contact with certain animals. But stop it. I found it interesting, though, because the parent was basically saying, my daughter wants to achieve at the highest level, but not to the point where she has to interact with human beings. And so why is this a big deal? I think it's a big deal because you put it off. You just say, well, I'll engage when I go to college. And then that's when I will become an adult, and then I will interact with all these people from these exotic lands, and then that's where I'll do it. And then if not there, I'll do it in grad school. I'll do it when I get my first job. I'll do it when I become partner in the firm. I'll do it when I retire. You got to start. And the sad part is you already did start, but you stopped. All right, next. Bop. And so, again, who to blame? Next. Bop. Bop. All right, there it is. There's him. I've learned in the past 2 years about this wonderful store where everybody dresses the exact same and buys clothing that I could go online and buy for $10 for better quality, but instead my daughter's found this and she comes home with Colorado in her sweatshirt or San Francisco. I'm like, you do realize I know those places, I can get that for you very cheap. You're dumb. So they all dress the same, and so then I thought about it, and I was like, look at those two words, how closely they're spelled to each other. That's fascinating. I could tell you're mesmerized as well. All right, next, bang. So, with regards to this conformity, what's the solution? I'm not a mark raker. We're going to solve this together. Done. Yeah, okay. Okay, here. Bonk. Bonk. All right, there he is. That's not his hair. All right, so he's wearing what's called a coonskin cap, and my son, that's my son, he wore that for the entire year, 4th grade, and his teacher loved it. He's just that weird kid who wears coonskin cap at Stonegate Elementary. By the way, he's not hard to spot at Stonegate Elementary either. He's a tall white kid. So, but he liked the hat. He likes wearing hats. So next, bang. And this sort of, bang, that has continued, bang. Over time, that's a basketball we broke, and so he wore it as a hat. His cousin was upset, but, we took a basketball and brought back a hat. So he just likes being weird, and I like that he likes being weird, and we like to continue that. And so, to wrap it up, bang, is the solution weird hats? And the answer is no. The answer is just doing things where you realize you're, again, out of your comfort zone, and you find it fun or interesting. So, how do you do it? And this is not an elder to a younger person lecture. I will tell you the truth. Adults are worse at this than you. Because like I said, you pick up this at kindergarten. You write the goofiest stuff down. You make each other laugh. You make weird noises. And you like to engage with each other in taking risks. Young kids love being wrong. They do. Not you guys. If I can see you and I call on you, that's the only way you make them be quiet. Is you call and you ask them a question. Then they're quiet. So, teachers are the toughest parts of this. Switching a block schedule, teaching a new prep. Look at that teacher's face. It's pure horror, all right? So it's across the line. So, bang. Sitting in the front. I get students who request this. This sounds weird. May I sit in the front of the class? All right? Because I want to be engaged. Next, bang. This is something that's for you guys that aren't seniors, is the electives of the ROP. Take something. This is when you're in college. You're taking all those AP classes so you can graduate in 3 years and immediately start a career and get an ulcer. Why? Stay an extra year, take an elective. I took 8 a.m. poetry. Okay, I didn't want to. It fit in the schedule, but I remember taking 8 a.m. poetry, and I enjoyed it. I would have never taken that class. I took a risk because I had to, but I enjoyed it. Bop. Bob. All right. Just to wrap up also, could you start a club for a reason other than putting it on your resume? I know who you are when you show up to those club meetings, all right? Just trying to something that you're interested in. Start it. I will help you. I'll advise it. I like to see somebody start a club where this is something I'm interested in to take a risk. All right, so just to summarize. Oh, yeah. How about that one? Just the idea of once a month. Talk to somebody new. You're going to all wait till college. Here are the 3 questions you're going to ask when you meet somebody. What's your name? Where are you from? What's your major? You guys write that down? That's it. And then you just wander off to the next. Start it now. Engage. Lower this sort of fear factor. It kind of makes the world a better place. Just to wrap up again. Bang. You already have it in your DNA. You just let it go over years. So, bop. Buckets. You just have to rediscover it. And again, you can even have a friend do it to help you learn the skill once again. Hey, I got both my kids up there. Hey, that's the whole reason I did this, to show pictures of my kids. You fell for it. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.